Hey everyone, this is Thomas, and welcome to Beyond Reality. So, I'll admit that the story we're going to hear tonight gave me chills when Michael first told it to me over the phone. Michael is a Mason, 54 years old, and 2 years ago, well, I'll let him tell you because honestly, I still can't completely believe it. Michael, hello.
Yeah, hi, Thomas. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I've never done this before. Talking into a microphone.
Don't worry, we're just talking here. So tell me, that famous October morning, did you get up as usual?
Yeah, 5:30 a.m. like every day. My wife was still asleep. I had my coffee, grabbed my toast. The construction site was at this guy's place, Mr. Dubois, who was building for his 2 little girls. 2 kids, 8 and 10 years old, I think. His wife had died of cancer the year before, and he wanted to make them a beautiful house, you know.
That's tough.
Yeah, and that's where it gets, well, you'll see. So I arrive at the site. It was around 7 a.m. I was with Dede and Franck, my colleagues. We had to finish the back wall, garden side. And me, like an idiot, I see that the scaffolding looked a bit wobbly, but I tell myself, come on, just to finish this damn row of concrete blocks.
Did you often go up without checking?
No, exactly. 30 years in the trade, I'm no beginner. But that morning, I don't know, I was in a hurry. My wife had told me she had a doctor's appointment in the afternoon. I wanted to finish early to go with her. Damn, if I had known.
And then, how exactly did it happen?
I put my foot on the middle plank and nothing. Well, yes, the void. 8 meters, Thomas. 8 damn meters with my wheelbarrow of mortar following me down. I remember the sound it made when I hit the concrete, like a sack being thrown.
Good Lord. And after?
After, that's where it gets. How to say? I wasn't in my body anymore. I was above, like 3 meters up, and I was watching myself. I had my head in a pool of blood, legs all twisted. Dede was shouting, "Michael, Michael!" But I wanted to tell him, hey, I'm here, I'm okay.
You weren't suffering.
That's the incredible thing. Nothing. No pain. On the contrary, I felt light, like I had taken off shoes that had been too tight for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And your colleagues, could you hear them?
Everything. Dede calling emergency services while stuttering. Franck repeating, damn, he's not moving, he's not moving. And even Mr. Dubois running over with his 2 little ones. The older one, Emma, I think, was crying, saying, is he going to die like Mummy?
Oh my.
Yeah. And then I had like a wave of sadness for those kids. But I couldn't do anything. I was stuck up there, watching.
Did you follow the ambulance too?
Yeah! That's crazy, right? I was sitting next to the paramedic. Well, not really sitting, I was floating. The guy was telling his colleague, we're losing him, his pulse is going crazy, and I wanted to tell him, no man, I'm here. That's completely insane. Wait, you haven't heard anything yet. At the hospital, they took me straight to the operating room. I was still on the ceiling, watching the surgeon getting angry because I was losing too much blood. He said, and I'll never forget this, he said, we're doing what we can, but frankly, this patient isn't going to make it.
And that's when?
That's when she arrived. But listen, it wasn't my grandmother or my mother or whoever. It was Mr. Dubois' wife, the one who died of cancer.
Wait, what? You didn't know her?
Never seen her. But I knew right away it was her. She was, how to say, she wasn't shining, but she was luminous from within. Beautiful, smiling. And she told me, this still gives me goosebumps, she told me, Michael, Thank you for building a house for my daughters.
No way. That's not possible.
Yes, Thomas, I swear on my children's lives. And she continued, they need this house to be filled with happiness, not sadness. Can you help me? And me, naively, I told her, but how, ma'am? I'm a mason, not a psychologist.
Even in the afterlife, you stay pragmatic.
Yeah. And then she smiled and showed me the light. Good Lord, Thomas, how do I explain this? It wasn't white, it was all colors at the same time, but without hurting your eyes. And warm, but not warm like the sun, warm like your mother's love when you're a kid and you've had a nightmare.
And inside, what did you see?
My life. But not like a movie. I was in each moment. When I was a kid helping my father repair the roof. When I met my wife. The birth of my children. But also the difficult moments. When I had yelled at my son because he broke my drill. When I had been harsh with my wife.
What did you feel during those moments?
Their pain. As if it were mine. My son. He was 8 when I yelled at him about the drill. I felt his fear, his sadness, that desire he had to just please me. It devastated me.
How long did it last?
I don't know. Time, in there, doesn't exist the same way. But I felt like I understood the why of everything. Why we're born, why we suffer, why we love. Everything made sense. Even the trials.
And Mr. Dubois's wife? Was she still there?
Yeah, she accompanied me on this journey. And at the end, she told me, now you know, when you're going to finish this house, think about the love it must contain, not the sadness we left behind. And she added something strange. Tell Emily she can stop looking for my necklace. It's in the shoebox under my bed.
Emily?
Her eldest daughter. I learned that later.
And the return?
Brutal, my friend. Like someone hitting me with a sledgehammer. The pain all at once, everywhere. I opened my eyes. My wife was crying next to the bed. My children, too. The nurse almost fainted seeing me awake.
What did the doctors say?
That I was dead for 6 minutes. 6 minutes clinically dead, Thomas. Heart stopped. No brain activity. Miracle, they said.
And what did you do with the info about the necklace?
When I went back to the construction site 3 weeks later, I took Mr. Dubois aside. I told him I had something strange to tell him, that it would sound crazy. And I told him about the necklace.
His reaction?
He went white as a sheet. He told me that Emily had been looking everywhere for her mother's necklace for months, that she cried every night because she couldn't find it. We went upstairs together, looked in the shoebox and... it was there. Incredible. The little girl cried when her father gave it to her. But tears of joy. And she told me something I'll never forget. Thank you, Michael. Now Mommy can leave peacefully.
And how did all this change you?
Completely. Before I was... how to say? I did my job. Came home, TV, sleep. Now I feel people. Really. When a guy on the construction site is not doing well, I know it. The other day, Day-Day looked normal, but I felt he wasn't okay. He confessed that his wife wanted a divorce.
Did you become psychic?
No, I'm still a Mason. But it's like, before I was colorblind to emotion, and now I see in colors. And I'm not afraid of death anymore. It's just a passage.
Is the house finished?
Yeah, a year ago. And you know what? I never built a house with so much love. Every brick I thought about those little girls. Every wall, I told myself, it has to be solid so they feel safe. Mr. Dubois told me his daughters laugh now in that house, that they've rebuilt their lives.
Michael, skeptics will say it was hallucinations.
Oh, yeah? Then explain to me how I knew about the necklace, how I knew details about the operation that even my wife didn't know, how I could hear conversations in the ambulance. It's true that it's troubling. Listen, I'm a simple guy. I build walls. I don't know how to make pretty speeches. But what I experienced was more real than anything I had known before. That peace, that love. If those were hallucinations, well, I'd like to have more.
Any advice for those listening to us?
Stop running after things that don't really matter. Money, TV, social media. Really, look at your wife, your children. Listen to them. Tell them you love them. Because on the other side, the only thing that matters is the love we gave and received. The rest is just wind.
Michael, thank you for having the courage to tell us all this.
Thank you, Thomas. And if it can help someone see life differently, well, so much the better.
Well, I don't know about you, but this story gives me chills. Michael, his testimony, the necklace thing, how do you explain that rationally? We'll see you next week with another testimony that will blow your mind. See you soon.